What up, Dokkaners? It is time to make our final predictions for the upcoming Part 2 LR. Why? Because we could be finding out as early as tonight what the Part 2 LR is going to be. JP's maintenance is set to arrive tomorrow on the 13th of April at 5 p.m. PDT. Ironically enough, this is JP's maintenance, but it's starting on Global's daily reset. And then they're going to be down for 5 hours. Now, Global doesn't yet have any sort of announcement. We probably will get some sort of announcement. And if we don't, it might just happen. But regardless, since we're in full synchro, it doesn't matter. Global and JP will be getting all this stuff at the same time. So it's cool. But the fact that we're getting a data download on the JP side is what's interesting, because normally when it comes to the flow of information, if we were to assume day 0 is the summon event, right? We're summoning for whatever the character is. The day prior would be the data download. 2 days prior from the summon event would be the Twitter reveal. So if tomorrow is the data download, then that means tonight could be the Twitter reveal. So that could mean as early as the 13th morning at 1 a.m. Pacific or 4 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is Truth's tweet, which he's 3 hours ahead of me. So it could be happening tonight. I am recording and posting this video on the 12th of April. So we're getting pretty close, which is why I got to get this predictions video out here, because I want to have my Toon L's on record before, I'm completely proven wrong. So let's go through a bunch of different theories, a bunch of different ideas. But let's start by going over again some of the basics that I've mentioned in other videos. I've talked about this now probably in like 4 other videos, and you'd be surprised. I know some of you do get tired of hearing the same information. Unfortunately, when things are a little bit slower like this is what we have to do. But you'd be surprised how little people pay attention. It's quite shocking. I will put a timer in giant numbers on my stream, clearly for the countdown to a summon event or an EZA, and I will get 20 genuine questions asking me, hey, so when are we summoning, or when is the EZA happening? So I do this I do this sort of repetition because it's necessary. Some people just don't get it, so hopefully you understand that. But anyway, the April block is one of a few blocks during the year that we call no man's land. Why? Because it's slow and it seems like it's dead, right? This is like right in between the point where, like, okay, we haven't summoned for a little while, we should summon, but then also something interesting is coming, right? This is before Golden Week. Some people find Golden Week to be interesting enough to summon, others don't, and they would rather save for the summer Dokkan festival, which is the thank you celebration. So right before Golden Week is kind of a rough spot. Things slow down, and even once the new banner drops, which is going to be in a couple of days, it's still going to be pretty slow, because after the unit drops, there's not a whole lot happening. Like, we've got so far on the docket, we have what, like, I think a clash or something? No. Oh yeah, intensifying fights and Pikkon battle. Ooh, crazy. Like, that's nothing, right? They'll probably throw in a few more things, but that's about it. So we're gonna have to carry through the next couple of weeks with basically nothing. But this block, and then I would say probably November, those are like the 2 worst ones, where you just gotta, it's just pay no attention to Dokkan, do other things, do your dailies in the meantime. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's go back here. Going over the last few years of Dokkan festivals and Part 2s, we got Topo, we got Ginyu. They have nothing in common other than the fact that they are both special pose. Keep that in mind. Going to the year prior, we have Kale and Super Boo. They have nothing in common other than the fact that they are uncontrollable. Actually, at the time, they weren't uncontrollable power because that category didn't exist. Transformation boost. That was the connective tissue, but otherwise random as heck. Like, why would you have these two as the same block? It doesn't make any sense. Going to the year prior, it was Raditz and Goku Piccolo. So you can see that these pairings are very random in terms of like their correlation. These guys, it's maybe a little bit more obvious because of the whole special pose thing. These two, complete, just night and day. And then when you go back to 2 years ago or 3 years ago, it's Saiyan Saga. So I say this because when you make your predictions in the comments down below, you can be incredibly obvious or you can be incredibly obscure. You don't have a wrong answer right now. Like, your predictions can't be any more insane than somebody guessing Super Boo to come after Kale. If you guess Super Boo when we were in the middle of the Kale celebration, you're just a straight up liar, because you didn't. Not one person on earth could have predicted Super Boo showing up next for Kale. You just can't do that. So that being said, let's go through some predictions. Let's also incorporate a few more details that I discussed in other videos. The EZA STR Pikkon and the EZA Physical Super Kaioken Goku were not featured on the Extreme Z Dokkan Festival banner for the Pikkon Janemba. They will be featured on the upcoming Summon event. So when you factor that on top of the fact that tournament participants seems to be the likely candidate for what the connective tissue is between part 1 and part 2, we could be looking at an Otherworld Warriors tournament participating unit, but it's not a guarantee. So I was kind of just blowing smoke here. This is not 100% guarantee. I was just kind of saying it like, oh, it's gotta be Otherworld Warriors, but it's not a guarantee. For crying out loud, I followed up with this. Okay, so you can relax. It's probably not going to be this guy, but tournament participants that is from Otherworld Warriors is a possibility, because why else would a celebration with Cell include Pikkon and Janemba, right? There's nothing going on there other than, like, chronologically speaking, after the events of the Cell games, you do meet Pikkon. So maybe it's some sort of a transitional point, right? But tournament participants makes sense. Tournament participant Otherworld Warriors makes even more sense. So we're going to put that on the list. Pikkon plus Goku, Pikkon / Goku, whatever combination you want. Those guys are decent possibilities. If you think of the Pikkon from the Otherworld Warriors tournament, Otherworld tournament, that's different from the Pikkon that fought Janemba, because that was a movie. The tournament participant, though, is from the actual show. So, keep that in mind. And then also, I threw this image in here because I would actually love to see this. This is sort of why people were hoping for a Lord Slug Dokkan Festival, because they were praying for the possibility of a part 2 being like a pseudo Super Saiyan. This is that same thing. When Goku and Pikkon jumped into hell to sort of like calm down all the people that were there, Goku did this like Super Saiyan, quasi Super Saiyan form where his hair was standing up, but it didn't change to yellow. And then he was just like beating up on everybody. So I would actually be kind of down to see that. The thing is, though, they're probably not going to call it anything other than just Goku. Either that or Super Saiyan Goku. I don't think he gets a special name in Dokkan. That's just me. But we'll see. Goku Super Kaioken, obvious possibility. Any Otherworld Warrior that is from the Otherworld tournament does work. So technically speaking, Olabu is possible. Even this like Caterpie Armored Digivolve dude is possible. There's like a red beetle guy who kind of looks like Cell. There's a bald dude who looks like a pirate, I think. I don't remember. Like, any of those guys are technically possibilities. So I just put Otherworld Warriors here. By that same rationale, Tournament of Powers, also a possibility. Universe 6 versus Universe 7, also a possibility. Majin Buu Saga, also a possibility. Let me just pull up tournament participants. All right, here we go. Tournament participants. Yeah, so like, I mean, if we just look through the category, we can get Tournament of Power, Android Cell Saga, Dragon Ball Saga, yeah, Majin Buu Saga, yeah, Dragon Ball Fusions. I mean, that's one thing we can probably rule out, right? Yeah, Fusions is not happening. Universe 6 versus Universe 7. Is there anything else that I'm missing? No, that's probably it. So any one of these guys is possible. Bojack. Like, we could be looking at a Bojack LR. Regardless of who it is, you probably don't want it to be too hype, which is unfortunate when I say this. If it's Dragon Ball Saga, that would actually be good, because it would once again give Dragon Ball Saga another able-bodied summonable unit, while also not being that much of a draw for people, where it would, you know, really hurt their stone counts for like Golden Week or beyond. But Dragon Ball Saga is way more out of left field than something like Otherworld Warriors. But then again, maybe that's exactly why it would work. So I'm gonna say Dragon Ball Saga is a good chance. But then if we factor in other things like these missions, I feel like these missions really have something to do with it, because this is how we predicted that it was going to be Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I think it was last year. Sometime last year, we had a set of missions from the extra difficulty missions that led people to think that it could be some sort of a fusion coming up for the LR, and then it ultimately ended up being Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. So in my personal opinion, whoever it is, it has to be a worthy rival and or Universe Survival Saga. If it's both, great. If it's one or the other, that still works, because a worthy rival tournament participant would be Vegeta, Pikkon, Piccolo, Android 17, Android 18. Universe Survival Saga tournament participant could then just be anybody. That would be a great opportunity if they wanted to throw in another Universe 2 unit, maybe a Universe 9 unit. We've got a Bergamo in there. He doesn't necessarily have to get the Universe 9 category, but he could have you know, another running mate. That would be kind of cool. What if they EZA'd Bergamo in there, right? We still are going to be getting more EZAs and probably a super EZA during part 2. Tournament of Power is chock full of characters that could use super EZA, or not only super EZAs, but just EZAs. How many super EZAs would there be? How many super EZA candidates would there be? Because we're not quite in the super EZA realm for category leads. It would have to be like old school type leads. Yeah, I don't know if we're there yet, right? Yeah, so a super EZA probably wouldn't happen here. Maybe. Although, Royal Blue Vegeta, maybe. And actually, that reminds me, going back to what I said a couple videos ago, Int Super Gogeta is still up for grabs when it comes to a super EZA, because we did get his unique equips during the 10th anniversary run, right? So he has everything to do with Fusion Reborn. So it really feels like Pikkon just is gonna be what comes up for the part 2 LR. Even if it's like a tournament participant Pikkon, it's still the same Pikkon who assisted Goku Vegeta when they took down Janemba. So to me, it just really feels like Pikkon. Any other crazy guesses? You know, let me know in the comments down below. We've pretty much covered all the different categories, right? Majin Buu, Android Cell Saga, like all tournaments, right? Android Cell Saga tourney, Majin Buu Saga tourney, Tournament of Power, U6 versus U7, Bojack Unbound. Let's not forget those. What if they gave us like a TN? Dude, what if we got a TN from Bojack Unbound? At the beginning, when TN was fighting Trunks, the aura coming off of those two characters at the beginning, that was pretty cool. Yeah, you know what? I'm cool with that. Give me a Bojack. Or you know what? Give me the dark blue hair Hercule. Let me pull up that character. This guy. Remember him? Remember this? Oh, wait, what? Where's that? Oh, dude. What about all these? All these guys. Where's that stomachache shot? Oh, man. Going back to this. I love this. Dude, the aura coming off of both of these characters. This was an awesome fight. Where is it? Oh, this is the one. I can't. I got a stomachache. That one. All right, anyway. I'm done. Ramble over. We'll find out tonight. Hopefully one of us is right, one of us is wrong. One last thing. I just want to point this out. LR Kefla. Could it happen? Yes. Why? Tournament participant. And we had this whole asset thing that happened last year. This happened in February of 2024. Proton was the eagle-eyed view. Actually, I don't know if Proton noticed this, but Proton definitely put this gift together. This is our STR Kefla right here. New one. Ours. New one. Ours. New one. That could be the SSR asset to another unit. We have been waiting for when this is going to get paid off. It could happen this time. So I could still get my wish, and I could still get Tournament of Power characters with this LR Kefla. Some of you guys would be very happy. I feel like that would be bad though, because then some of you would have to summon, right? Because I know a lot of you guys are Kefla fans. That would kind of suck for you guys. I'd be very happy, whale, but for some of you guys that would be quite unfortunate. But anyway, let me know your ideas, your predictions, your theories in the comments down below. I can't wait to see how many of us are going to be right and wrong. Give me 2 guesses, okay? Give me your logical one. That way you're safe if you end up being right. And then give me your crazy pick, like the one that just is reasonable, but still like not at all likely. For me, my crazy pick is Olabu. I'm sticking with it. Give me Olabu. Give me a powerful LR Earthling character. He's an Earthling. I didn't know that. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, obviously like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on what the part 2 LR is going to be. What clues are you holding on to and not letting go of in your final guesses on what the part 2 LR is? Let me know your logical one, your crazy guess in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll know you want to see more of myself do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and Arjmer to Dokkan responsibly.
I can't. My stomach ache.